On this edition of 15 News, we check out the beautiful Southfield tree lighting, we talk to Chief Menifee about holiday safety, and we learn about everything going on in the library this winter. Stay tuned for that and so much more on 15 News. Welcome back to 15 News. I'm your host, Jim Hall. And with this edition, let's jump right into it. And let's visit our Southfield Municipal Campus and go to the front lawn and take a look at the events that happened at this beautiful tree lighting this year. It was a wonderful event, and rumor has it Santa showed up.
First, stand up so that you can get to every house in the city and deliver those toys and presents to all these good boys and girls. I have to present you with the key to the city because this is essential. So now there's no excuse, he's coming, okay?
That's right. You guys ready?
All right, audience participation starting at 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Well, what a fun event. And what did I tell you? Santa was there making the kids happy. The tree was beautiful in all its glory. It was just absolutely a wonderful, fun event. And kudos to the Parks and Rec Department for doing another fantastic job this year. While we're thinking about the holidays, now let's go over and visit with Chief Menifee. And he's going to tell us about some things to keep in mind this year to keep safe for the holiday season.
Greetings and happy holidays from the Fire Department. I'm Fire Chief Johnny Menifee, and I'd like to talk to you about some safety tips over the holidays. So when I look back at the statistics from Southfield, I see three critical areas where we need to improve. I look at kitchen fires, the grease fires in the kitchen. I look at candles, and I look at our electrical fires. And these are all major contributors to fires around the holidays. So let's start with the kitchen fires. The kitchen, still grease on the stove, still frying a lot of foods on the stove. These are foods that are unattended. These are also actually times where individuals are going out, maybe having a couple drinks, come home and want to cook. And when you're really tired, this is not the time to be cooking in the kitchen. I know around the holidays, a lot of families get together and there's a lot of cooking, but make sure that you're not doing multiple things while you're cooking, that you concentrate and pay attention to the things that you're cooking in the kitchen. But it's always good to make sure that you got a working fire extinguisher in the kitchen. But by all means, don't hesitate to call the fire department if you have an issue or a problem. So candles, let's talk a little bit about candles. Candles is something that individuals use around the holidays and special events. Now you got to remember, this is an open flame. I know people love the smell of candles. They love the look of candles around the holidays. But you have to remember that don't leave these unattended. That these need to be in spaces that are clear away from other things like curtains, and that you make sure that you don't have animals and so forth can actually knock these candles over, or leave candles lit. And I'm just going to run to the store for a minute to get a loaf of bread. I'll be back in a minute. That's how these accidents happen. So be vigilant and understand that you are lighting something that is burning in your house and that you get distracted. So make sure that you pay attention to your candles. And there's also alternatives to candles. We have a lot of battery operated. It gives you the same look as a candle. I know you might have all the warm holiday smells, but this is a good alternative to actually using grill candles. Electrical. This is something that shows up in the statistics also, electrical fires. With the holidays approaching is when you see a lot of overuse of electrical outlets. If it's from your Christmas tree, multiple lights, plugging chargers into additional chargers, You know, the system just was not built to handle that type of power. So be careful. People are using space heaters, a lot of space heaters and other ways to heat their home. Make sure that you understand that you don't put that electrical on multi-circuits and have it in a way that it can interfere with any other objects in a home. And with the kids, you know, I see a lot of this with the computers, their tablets, their laptops, is they're charging them on their beds. They're charging their phones, putting them up under their pillows, and they're sleeping, thinking, you know, they set the alarm and that's gonna wake you up. It's something that we're starting to see a lot more of. When you have your chargers, when you're done charging the unit, unplug it from the wall. It's still drawing a current from the wall to the end of there. So make sure that you buy an acceptable charger for your devices and not go out and necessarily buy one of these dollar chargers that don't necessarily have the same wiring inside. So with anything, a little common sense, but make sure that you're watching what you're doing. As far as don't leave these things unattended and just go away. I know sometimes with technology we rely a lot on that, but we have to come back and make sure that we do our due diligence and making sure that we're paying attention. That's the biggest thing. And by all means, don't forget to go check on your neighbors. Check on our elderly, check on your neighbors. There's nothing more safer than a community that's together. If you can check and see something that doesn't look right in your neighbors or they're not acting well, please make sure that you say something. And if you can't find them, dial 911 so we can help you. By all means, it doesn't matter if it's a holiday or it's just an ordinary day during the week. Make sure you have a working smoke detector and carbon monoxide detector. Smoke detectors. Most of the fires and the fire deaths that are happen at night. You need to give yourself a chance to survive. Smoke detectors, you should change the batteries every year. Daylight savings time, make sure you check it, change the batteries. You should not have a smoke detector that's over 10 years old in your home. If it's over 10 years, please replace it. Carbon monoxide detectors, they normally have a cycle anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Normally it's in that range, but if it's 5 to 7 years, you should also replace that. People always ask, should I have a smoke detector in every bedroom? Yes. That's where you sleep. That's where it's probably going to happen if it happens. And so you should make sure that you're doing your part of not becoming a statistic. Hey, Chief Menifee, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year. A lot of great things going to be happening in the fire department, and we'll see you soon. God bless.
While we're sticking with the holiday theme, let's go right back to our municipal campus and visit with Chief Barron, and he's going to tell us about a wonderful event, the Sleigh of Giving.
Well, today is our annual Holiday Sleigh of Giving event. We give back to families and children in need. I'm just so excited to have the community partnerships of Dollar Tree, the Roadmasters Vet Club, the Detroit Lions, just to name a few of the organizations as part of this initiative. But the important part of this is we know every year there's children who are in need of gifts, families who struggle. And what better way than when public safety partners with the community and provide for our children and our families. We decided to partner with the Southfield Public Library, use their Horseshoe Drive. And what that means is families will drive in as a drive-through style. We'll give children the gifts that they need based on their gender and their age. And so you will see police officers, firefighters, community members giving away children gifts that they need, families, because we know that the children are affected by what's happening across the country. You talk about COVID, you talk about job rates. And so it's important for us as community partners, as public safety officials, to recognize the importance of assisting families. And I'm just so happy to be part of this initiative because many other police departments and other organizations are doing the same thing. And what that translates to is that families in need get to go to different locations and provide for their families.
Let's switch it up a little bit and head over to the Southfield Library. Let's visit with our friend Shari, and she's going to tell us about all the wonderful things going on this winter season.
Hello, everybody! everybody. It is me, Shari Fesco, coming to you live, well, not live, recorded from the fabulous Southfield Public Library. We are so happy to be welcoming patrons back in person to all kinds of programming. We have so much going on at the library this winter. I cannot possibly tell you everything, so please check out our website, www.southfieldlibrary.org, and come in and get a print, yes, we still have print, newsletter with pages of fabulous events. In addition to our events, we have gorgeous displays like this one from Patrician Art Gallery. We're shooting this in November, but this is going to change in December. It's going to change in January. It's going to change in February. And you can come and check out beautiful displays, learn about local merchants, support your local merchants. We also have fabulous displays out in our glass tower lobby where you first come in. Changes every month. Please check that out as well. So a couple of highlights. Let's start with in the youth room. We have the Reading Decathlon. 10 events, 10 books, 10 weeks. Awesome competition. You want to get involved. This is an all ages competition. All we ask is that one of the members be a 4th through 6th grader. Otherwise, it can be families, it can be neighbors, it can be friends, it can be a mix. Get involved. And there is a ton of programming that goes with this. You can register now. Come to the youth desk. All right, now let's talk about what we've got going on for adults this winter. So many great programs. I can only talk about a few. Are you concerned about your health? You should be. That should be priority for all of us. Please come one Tuesday a month, every month this winter, and hear Dr. Stokes speak on topics ranging from cancer to a variety of health issues. Dr. Stokes has years of medical experience, and she wants to answer your questions. So do check out that health series. And let me tell you, we have book groups, we have craft programs, we have virtual cooking programs, and more. It's all at www.southfieldlibrary.org. Or better yet, come visit us in person today.
Thanks, Shari. I always love your updates, and I know there's always so many wonderful things going on at the library. Now we're going to visit with another friend, Mike, over at Premier Pets, and he's going to tell us about how to keep our pets safe this holiday season.
Hey guys, it's Mike Palmer from Premier Pet Supply, and now that the cold weather is upon us, we got to look out for our pets and make sure that they're comfortable when they get outside, because I'm sure you guys have been doing a great job of getting them out there to the dog parks, walking them, and getting them the exercise that they need. That shouldn't stop when the weather gets colder, because you need it too, and it's important to get out there. We want to make sure that we're protecting them from the elements. It's really important that you find different coats that fit well and actually are functional. It's nice if you find one that's cute and looks good, but you got to make sure you go to a store, try it on, give them some time in the house to work with it so you know that they can move and that they're comfortable and it's not too much or overbearing. Some of these can be really great looking coats, but they can be really thick. You don't want them to be too hot, especially if they're running around, but it's important that you can still be able to utilize it and it's functional. Like with this here, it unzips, which is great because you still got to be able to connect a harness or even a collar, and you got to make sure that the coat doesn't get in the way of that. Now, some dogs have really thick coats and it's not going to be necessary. They just absolutely love the snow and getting out there and rolling in it. But you got some shorter coated dogs, dogs that are lower to the ground. It's important that they get that protection, and you also cover their bellies because their bellies are exposed. There's not as much fur there. You got to make sure you find one that's got some protection there. It's really important. There's also some great options of some that are a little thinner that actually entrap the heat and stretch and fit really nice. This one happens to be just a really thin fleece that fits great. It's functional. Think of it almost as like a sport type of a jacket or a shirt that allows you to get the movement and move around and run around, but keeps you feeling warm and comfortable in that cold weather. There's also some options that actually have a built-in harness to them. So when you get to the store, look around and make sure you see all the options that are out there. It's really important that you find one that fits well, but also is functional, because we want them to be feeling as good as they can and enjoying the outdoor weather just the same way you would with a really nice jacket at home.
Well, pets aren't the only ones we need to worry about during the winter season. Let's head over to Surgeon's Choice now to learn about what we can do to be protecting ourselves during the winter season.
Injury patterns we see in the winter differ from other seasons. So in the winter, in adolescent athletes, we look at more, snowboarding injuries, shoulder dislocations, ACL tears, skiing injuries, and hockey injuries. The more winter sports. Not limited to this, but this is significant. And then in the adult population, it's more rotator cuff tendon tears from the slip and fall. It can be broken shoulders. You can break your knee as well, and also slip and falls can cause torn meniscuses or knee injuries. It can also cause a flare-up of your arthritis. So there's a wide variety of injuries we see in the winter, and I would caution you to take precautionary measures anytime there's a cold day, and especially on black ice. Just walk slowly, take slow steps, and be aware of your surroundings.
Let's switch gears again and go visit our friends at Rossock and get this month's recycling tip.
In a previous episode, we talked about the things you can recycle. And we all want to do the right thing and put the proper materials there. But sometimes we're just not sure, and so we'll throw it in anyway. It's really important for us at the facility that you only recycle what we really want. And so I'm going to talk with you today about those items we find that really shouldn't belong in your cart. First, let's talk about paper. There's not a whole lot of paper products that we don't want to see in the recycling carts, but what we do find are the more disposable types of paper. So items like paper plates, even clean ones, or your disposable napkins, paper toweling and tissue, these all belong in your waste bin, not in your recycling cart. Also, a lot of folks are shredding at home and will put their shredded paper in a plastic bag or even a paper bag. When these shredded papers come to our facility, boy, it's like confetti all over the place. So really, these should just go right into your trash. We do have a new paper shredder here available at Rossock, so you can bring that paper here and that material will actually be recycled. So check that out. Hey, what about this box? You said paper's recyclable. Well, it sure is, as long as it's flattened and broken down, and here's the trick. You have to remove the inner lining. If you leave the inner lining together with the box, then that makes it non-recyclable. So be sure to remove the bag, put this in your trash, flatten your box, and put that in your recycling bin. We talk about items that are different, have different materials together. This has got metal on the bottom, paper on the outside, and a plastic lid. How confusing is that? Well, because of the different types of materials all combined into one product, we're not able to recycle this. So this item I think it makes a great reuse container. I would use it to collect some things that I might be saving up for the household hazardous waste event like batteries, but otherwise it would just have to go into your trash can. The garden hose, something we really want you to keep out, but it's plastic, I hear. It is plastic, but it's certainly not a plastic that we accept for recycling in our program. The other would be cords. So whether they're Christmas lights or an unwanted or a no longer functioning electrical device, please keep your cords out of the recycling cart. Again, electronics can be saved and taken to one of our household hazardous waste collection days. So those are just a few of the items that we see that come across at our facility, things that we really want you to keep out of our bins. Also, if you have any questions, be sure to check our website, rossock.org. We have a great tool called the Recycling Directory. You can type in any item and it'll give you the best way to handle it.
We finish this edition of 15 News with one of my favorite stories all year long, and that's Shop with a Hero. Let's go over and talk with Chief Barron about this wonderful event that happens every year.
Oh yeah, today is our annual Shop with a Hero giveaway. We get together with local kids in the area and go shopping with them. This is a big treat. I don't know who has a better time, the kids or actually the police officers or firefighters that get to help with this. So with the help of Myers and donations that we get to shop with children, get to know them, they get to see us on more of a personal level than what they normally see. And Shop with a Hero is just one of the
one of my personal events that I like to enjoy every year.
To wrap up this edition, we want to say thank you so much for watching all year long. We want to wish you and your family a happy and healthy holiday season and a happy new year.